Hey, if everybody will put over there where they're from, that'd be great. We're almost ready to go. Okay, guys. Okay, we are live. Yeah, I see some people. I see. I got a couple people that know me in the chat room. Matt and Chris. Yeah. Please don't do that all night, guys. Anyway, hey, welcome. Tonight is going to be a little different. We're not going to have a ton of people online. I did not send this out to the masses tonight. I just sent this out to the only ones that I sent this out to are the ones that are members of our mailing list on PrepperNet.com. So I didn't send it out to everyone within all our meetups and some other email lists we have. So anyway, it's going to be a smaller crowd. I kind of wanted that because I don't have a special guest that's coming next week. And, you know, we got some big things planned. So I'm going to just kind of go through what we're going to be doing on Sunday nights. Some of the people we're going to be speaking with. And, you know, what you can expect. And then what I'm going to ask you guys to do as well. So it's going to be kind of intimate. Just me and you. But I hope that's okay. I mean, I'm sure there'll be people in the chat room you can speak with, but give you some updates on PrepperNet. I'm going to talk about what our government's doing. I'm gonna hit a lot of subjects tonight, but I'm looking at this as just family, guys. So not going to be very entertaining. Matter of fact, I said this is not an entertaining show tonight. We'll have some good information. And then I'm going to ask you guys to do some things as well. So first thing it says, I got notes, like tons of notes. First thing is welcome you. And tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing on Sunday nights. So Sunday nights is going to be like a variety show, but without the variety. I'm just kidding. I know I laugh at myself more than you guys laugh at me. And that's, I'm okay with that. I'm pretty comfortable with who I am. But so like I'm going to have Scott Hunt. We're going to do a show. I'm going to have different friends come on. I've got people that you've never met before. A lot of you guys. I'm going to have experts. We're going to do a little bit of some training. We're going to do a lot of commentary. Going to do a lot of analysis. We're even going to bring Kyle in because I think Kyle and I were talking last night till 1:30. 2 in the morning about his conspiracy theories, which is there a pill for that? But anyway, so he's agreed to come on and talk about some of his conspiracy theories because he's got some. And you know what? He always makes this statement and it always drives me nuts because it's true. Almost every conspiracy theory has a little bit of truth in it. And the goal is to find the truth. So I'm going to be doing interviews. I'm going to have a few co-hosts. They're going to help me with this. special guests, and we're going to talk about everything, including your mama, including the military, everything. We're going to talk. It will be PG, but we'll be talking about a little bit about everything. So I didn't email everyone. I already said that. So Thursday nights, let me tell you what we're going to be doing on Thursday nights. So when I started Carolina Preppers Network many years ago now, which is PrepperNet, I did this series on intro to prepping. And so what I did is I broke down an entire year of someone starting prepping, and I broke it down into 4 areas. I broke it down to things you need to buy, things you need to learn, skills that you need to learn. I mean, you can learn things, but you need to actually acquire the skill. So that's 3. So buy, learn, skills. Oh, and mindset. A lot of reading. Like I walk you through a year of the books you need to read, and then through a spiritual aspect as well. I don't really hit the spiritual aspect until later on in the year, but so really 5. So I can't 5. But I did that, and we went over on the podcast. Kyle and I think, did it on the podcast, and everyone seems to love it. I think on the podcast I stopped at 3, but I've actually written a book based on this entire thing that I'm going to be teaching. The book is, I think it's 59,000 words, and I haven't had time to publish it, but but I'm going to be teaching the kind of the information that I have in each of the chapters. I'm going to be kind of going over that, and I'm going to teach it as a 7-week class. It's actually, I think, a 6-week class is what I've put together, but I'm giving an extra week for maybe questions and answers and things like that. So 7-week class, that starts on Thursday night for 7 weeks. But here's what I need you to do. It's not going to be streaming here on YouTube. And well, if it is streaming, you won't be able to get to it. I'm going to hide it. The reason why is I want to be able to the people to register, so I know how many people are going to be on, because I do have some downloads I'm going to be providing. I've got, and I really kind of want to see who's taking the class, kind of. But there's a website, and I don't have it, and I can't even post it on there. But if you go to PrepperNet.com, it's not on there actually. Actually, it is. PrepperNet.com/plan, PLAN. And it will tell you a little bit about the course, and you click on that, and then you can register. All I ask for is your email address. And you can also go to the PrepperNet Facebook page as well, and it's posted there as well. I'm sure one of my handy dandy people or someone in here will probably post the link directly to the page that you can just subscribe, or just all I need is your email. And then I'll send you the link and the time. It's going to be on Thursday nights, somewhere around 8 o'clock, probably 8, because that's a good time. The reason we start late, everybody always asks, why do you start so late? A lot of times because we have a lot of members on the West Coast that right now, if it's a regular work day for them, it's 5 o'clock there. They're sitting in their office driving home. That's why we do a lot of later, like 9 o'clock. So, but that's starting this Thursday night. It's going to be a nationwide meetup as well. So we have meetups in 65 cities, and man, it took me forever. Usually I have a VA that will go in and help me with some of the stuff, but I did it today. Oh my gosh. I went to every single meetup, uploaded a photo, put all the information, saying that also it's going to repeat for 7 weeks, all that. It took me forever. So I hope you got that. If you need to be, if you belong to one of our meetup sites, but I did that 67 times today. Whoo, I didn't have time to post this, or I would have posted that to 30,000 people, but I didn't have time. I got family and stuff. So anyway, next page is it's going to be the classes on, like I said, basic preparedness. I'll go through some of the things that I learned, and so this has been presented to many preppers, and they've given me feedback, and we've kind of molded a little bit for just a new person getting prepared, and this is new to them. But every time I do that, even actually my leadership team are the ones that told me that this is the class I need to do because it's a refresher for, people that have been doing this for a while. And you always get a nugget or two. And also there'll be a chat room going on, and I'm sure there'll be some questions. And then afterwards, I'll probably leave the chat room open so people can ask some questions. But that's going to start Thursday night. You got to sign up for it. And I haven't seen anybody put the URL in there. So I'm going to go real quick and see if I can't find. Now, this is kind of a two-step process the way I'm going to do it. But I'm going to post this in there so everyone can see. You click on the link on this page, and the next page will kind of have the same information, but then you can put your email address in there so you can get the updates. I'm thinking this is the page right here. So here we go, post it in there. Yeah, that should be, that's it right there. So that you go to that page, click on the link at the bottom, and then put your email address in there so I can then send you updates of when, and also I'll have links on that page as well for downloads as soon as they're created, because I wasn't expecting to do this. So next is it's great for newbies. We have forums that you can go get involved in if you have questions for the newbies. We have Facebook, and we have our local groups as well. So So I will ask you guys to share it with anyone that's new, because we'll go through a lot of newbie stuff. And it says Samuel Culper's doing a survey. Thursdays at 6. Yeah. It doesn't. Well, Sam, you don't need to be watching Sam stuff. Are you crazy? Actually, Sam and I are good friends, and he is going to be one of my co-hosts one night. So Forrest, how are you doing? Good, Jacob Money. Good, man. Hey, Jacob. So I guess I have to give a shout out to some of my boys here, Jacob, Chris, and Matt. Just be easy in the chat room there. So some of the shows that we will be having, though, on our Sunday night, I just finished with the class. Sunday night, we're going to be having a ladies' night. Yeah. That's going to be one of our city leaders. A couple of our city leaders are putting that together for a ladies' night. And you know what? If you want to join in, I'm sure Eric from Greensboro will be right in there, but there's going to be a ladies' night. We're going to have a night on guns. You know what? As PrepperNet, very rarely do we talk about guns. I don't know if I've ever brought guns or talked about guns in depth in a class. We're going to have Kyle, of course, y'all know, my co-host on my podcast, and he is the conspiracy king, and we'll have some conspiracy theories because they're out there. And of course, we're going to talk about things that are close to my heart, retreats and groups. That's probably going to be 2 different nights, retreats and groups. I love groups. If you're not in a group, you're going to die, and you got to have a place to go. And then I'm going to talk about one of the shows is going to be, now don't be mad at me because I am going to point my finger at you. And that's not politically correct. But we're in the middle of a pandemic and you weren't ready. You weren't ready. We think we were ready, but we weren't ready. Not meaning we're ready. I'll say that. Most of you guys were not ready. You think you were ready, but you weren't. And we're going to talk about that. So We also, I want to do this, and this is going to be very dangerous, very, very dangerous. But I want you guys to do some training videos and send them to me, and then we'll play them. But here's the thing. It has to be your video. It can't be crap. It has to be good stuff. And it has to be a relevant topic. Don't do one on eating grasshoppers in the middle of a pandemic. Or, well, David Grassi, he probably will do that. But just relevant videos. And also, when you record it, don't record it this way, record it this way. See how the screen works? I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, record it landscape, I think that is called. And then send them to me. And then if they're good, we will play them and give you credit. And you can actually share some of your knowledge with the world. I just made that up tonight. I think it could be fun. I'd love to see some of them. I need them less than like 3 minutes. Is that a good time? I'm making this up. I'm going to say it has to be less than 3 minutes. If it's over 3 minutes, I'm automatically not going to play it. So less than 3 minutes, your video, no crap, good stuff, relevant topic. And we'll see. None of you guys may do that, but hopefully some of you will. Yeah. And so I do want to also talk about PrepperNet.com. I'm having the worst. So let me tell you what happened with our site. I really haven't shared a lot of this, but before Christmas, our hosting company was completely hacked. I mean, completely taken offline, and it took them days to get back online. They have yet still to recover. So in the meantime, now, according to their security people, none of our email addresses or anything was compromised, because the way the database, it's encrypted in the database on the server. That's why my server's slower than most servers, I'm telling you, but it is a little bit. So we just had it moved like a week ago, and we're still having issues because of just moving a website and some of the things that were programmed for that server. So a couple things, 150 people of you signed up. And so what I do is when you sign up, your information sits on a server, and then I go in there manually, encrypt the data. And then I strip out your zip codes for the finding people, nationwide. And then I take your emails, also put them over in the MailChimp so you can be in our mailing list. But there are 150 people's data we lost. And I have it, but I haven't put it back on the server, and I'm not sure. I may just send them all email and say, re-sign up. That's probably what I'm going to do. And so if you signed up and you're saying you can't get in, that's not your fault. That's ours. We're still working on it. Okay. Teaching videos should be increased 5 minutes. No, I want to play like 5 of the teaching videos a night, and I'm not. That 3 minutes. But anyway, I every now and then I'll look at the chat here. And Jerry Drummond, GOAT. You're awesome. So anyway, we have issues. 150 members. I'll probably send you an email. You'll probably have to re-sign up. If you paid, then I will go in there and make you a premium member. I'll have to manually do that. And so that's some issues that's going on. Also, we had a problem where people were signing up and they weren't getting the email sent to them to confirm their email address. That has since been fixed, but still we have a lot of people that didn't confirm it. So we're working on that as well. Anyway, also a lot of you guys have emailed me, and I am literally getting, I am getting haven't done that in several days, just for the fact that there's a lot going on, and I hope you guys understand. So I'll get to it. I'm not ignoring you. I've been busy. I got a family. I got a life, and Sun Oven is kicking honey. People are buying Sun Ovens like you wouldn't believe. And I'm not going to complain about that. So, also, there was the, PrepperNet was mentioned on NPR today, and I see Robert's in the house, and it was kind of interesting. And they even quoted me. They actually had my voice. They took it from a podcast, and which is interesting. I guess they can just go and grab that stuff and make a story, but I had no conversation with these guys at all. And they quoted me, took my voice, put it in there. Not the best interview ever. I mean, not interview, but story about preppers. And also so we've been in the news. We've also in Charleston's news in Charleston, South Carolina. And you guys on our Facebook page, I've posted, I've gotten at least I think it was 12, but today alone, I got 3 people that wanted to speak. If you guys want to speak for preppers, I can hand you the information. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time. But we were also mentioned in the Washington Post, my book I wrote, which was pretty cool. But I don't know. It's just times have changed, isn't it? All of a sudden, we have meaning in life. So anyway, I do want you guys to know that the meetups have been postponed, all in person. That was our thing, man. You got to meet other people in your community. Just think, if you don't know people in your community and you don't have a small group, that's your own fault, because I have meetups in 65 cities and you should have gone and met other people. But they have been suspended at this point because we don't want anybody to, die. But we are doing the national meetup on Thursday nights, and some of your leaders will be doing meetups online as well. I know several cities have already planned that. And to be honest with you, with 65 cities, I did not go and look to see when their meetings were. I just made mine on Thursday night because that's the best night for me to do it. So anyway, also want to mention you guys a way to connect. You guys are going to be home for a while here. We have a Zello net. A Zello is a push to talk on the phone that you can talk. We usually have a moderator, but you can talk to anyone. It's like a walkie-talkie. You got to have a little etiquette and be nice to people. And you can talk to people throughout the United States, or actually the world. We have guys from England and Australia that sometimes I've jumped on. And it's just you push a little button on your phone and you talk. And we have that going on. I know it's on Monday night, every Monday night at 8. Again, sign up. Its own information's on PrepperNet.com. And if you go to our Facebook page and ask, I'm sure you'll get 50 people to tell you all about it. But it's time. We're doing a little bit more of that, just giving people, to take care of their boredom. And we got, if y'all didn't see the video that I posted the other day, that was funny. But anyway, of the guy given the options of either bugging out with his wife and kid, or option B. That's funny. Option B. I hope my wife's not looking. Anyway, next, I'm going to talk a little bit, let's see here, about the news and what's going on. I'm getting, so here at PrepperNet, we're kind of shocked. We have been absolutely, I guess the biggest shock to us is we had this family of PrepperNet, or Carolina Preppers Network, and we all kind of knew each other. And we knew how people were going to react and what they were going to say. Then we went nationwide, and it changed the dynamics of Carolina Preppers Network, and more people came on, but we kind of settled into a groove and figuring people out where they're from, how they're going to react, and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden the floodgates opened and people were joining and joining and joining. And I wish I could give every single person like a profile test, because not you guys, none of you guys, but a lot of them guys are just jerks. And we started kicking them. I told my mods, if they just tick you off at all, kick them. And so we're trying to control it. We're trying to make it PG, and we're trying to no bullying or anything like that. But just know we don't have someone 24 hours a day monitoring that site. And we got Linda, we got Joe, we got Eric, we got Elizabeth, we've got several mods, and we're trying to keep people. And I always forget how mean and ugly people can be. And so a personality test. Yeah, we'll do. And so, but anyway, so if you've been, we think we got rid of most of them on the Facebook page. That's where a lot of our communications happen. But I want you to know that our leaders and we have a weekly conference call. We discuss PrepperNet, what's going on in the world, what things we can do, what they can do. We canceled our reunion that we were going to do in a couple of months. Also, Heritage Life Skills has been canceled as well. And it's a difficult time. So what we're trying to do is make things, that's why I'm going to have a show on Sunday nights and training on Thursday nights. And a lot of my leaders are going to step up and teach some classes as well. So, it's not the same as the person-to-person thing, but at least it can give you some interaction in the chat room. You can meet some other people, learn a few things. We'll have some national conference calls as well, where we'll be able to hear you and you can hear us. And so that's coming. So actually, goodness gracious, Sam Coper, I am doing live training this Thursday night free. Are you doing a live stream then? Well, I did not know he was doing it. So see, Sam, we're going to fight. No, we're not going to fight. We'll figure it out. We're figuring it out. So some of the things I want to talk about in the news, and we're going to end this again. This is going to be a short night. Next week, I'm trying to get Scott Hunt on. Scott was probably, from all my leaders, they loved the Scott Hunt interview. Not that they didn't like Sam and JJS and all these other people, but Scott is a well-rounded. He's not specialized like JJS and Sam Kopler and some of these other people. He's just a ordinary guy. So here's a question. It's Patrick Henry says, is the nationwide lockdown biblical? First of all, there's not going to be a nationwide lockdown. Here, I think I can throw this up there on the screen so we don't lose it. Yeah, because I've read and I've studied, the President of the United States does not have the authority to do a nationwide lockdown. That's why governors are doing it. Governors have that authority, but the president does not. The governor from North Carolina said he does not expect a lockdown and said that would be a last case scenario. So, but I do have to say that I learned tonight that 1 billion people are on lockdown right now. If you count throughout the globe, 1 billion people have been asked to stay home. Now, I don't know a lockdown. I'm not even sure. Some of these orders, like from Illinois, they said you can go to the grocery store anytime you want. You can go to the drugstore anytime you want. You can run errands and go to the bank. You can go to, if you have a non-essential job, stay at home, but it was not a demand. They're not going to have roadblocks to keep you home. So that's more of a ask you to stay at home than a lockdown. But anyway, let's get back to this. There will be no, I actually have it in my notes right there, no national lockdown. There just won't be one. I mean, he can ask people, but he doesn't have the authority. And that came from Senator Rubio and the senator from Georgia that's running for re-election. Don't know his name. I like him a lot, but they said that the president does not have that authority, and I looked it up. So anyway, so everyone says, you know, I've seen this over and over. This is just the flu. Only, let's see here. Let me see what you got. Okay. A lot of people are saying, I'm going to share a screen with you guys real quick. A lot of you guys are saying that, which map is it? I think it's this one. Nope. Maybe this one. Yes. Okay. Y'all see that? Everyone's saying you look here. I'm going to just go ahead. Over and over again. Why is it such a big deal? The big deal is there's two big deals that's going to come out of this. Two. And it's not that because you're going to die, it could happen, but the big deal is two things. One is if our hospital beds, actually, I'm going to do this, and I just want you guys to see something. And you know, I don't get all my news from this place. Hang on. Bear with me, please. I want you to see this quote this doctor made. And it is crazy, and it's harsh. It's reality. Okay, I almost have it. Just stand by. Okay, Chrome. I'm going to bring up this. Yes, sorry. Judge report. And I'm going to, because I know I can. Nope. Make sure you guys can see that. I'm going to read you this quote. Doctor from Italy, we no longer help those over 60. Right here. We no longer help those over 60. So the problem is that when our beds get full of people that are sick, we're talking 100,000, 300,000 people, if they need to be on ventilators, then decisions like this will happen in the United States. So if you break your arm, I mean, you're going to have to go. That's a room in a hospital for a little bit. If you get a heart attack, that's a room in a hospital. So one of the biggest concerns is our healthcare system getting overwhelmed. And let's take the city of New York. They have a ship coming. It's going to help out. But what happens if the staff of the hospital starts to get sick? I'm just saying, it's not the number of people that is the problem. It's our healthcare system being overwhelmed. That is a problem that a lot of people, my audio is cutting in and out. That's probably, so sorry about that, guys. That's probably that's a huge issue, is the healthcare system getting overwhelmed. Big problem. So, so everybody said my audio when I went to the other foot. So that's one of the huge problems. The other problem is economic. A lot of you guys don't have a job. My son, which is in the chat room, and I don't know why, he's not working. They closed his job down. My other son, his job is no longer, he's not working. That is a problem. And that the economic impact is going to be huge. How do you deal with that? Well, I'll tell you this. This is for all those that are on here. And Patrick Henry, I'll talk about the biblical issues on this later. If you're listening to this right now, tomorrow, call your car company that you have your loan with, if you want to. Call them and say, hey, listen, I would like to defer my payments for 2 months or 3 months. No questions asked, and they will do it. So you can do that with your house payment as well. So if money is a problem, immediately you could suspend your car pay or defer it. You will have to pay interest during that, but you can defer your house payment and your car payment, no questions asked. And a friend called me and said a 15-minute phone call with his car company, he deferred it for 2 months automatically. And they said, if you need it more, call us back. But they're doing it in 2-month increments. Not sure if you knew that. That could help your family out financially right now. But they're doing it. I know. I have not called my mortgage. Being a veteran too. I think anytime I could claim hardship or something. I don't know how that works. I've never done that, but I know there's like a 6-month period that veterans can just not pay if they work it out. I don't know. Maybe everyone can do that. So, but the hospital beds is going to get full. Our healthcare systems get overwhelmed. Economically, people are losing their jobs. People in the food service business. So Amazon, I don't know if y'all saw this. Amazon's trying to hire, I think it's 100,000 people right now. And the reason they want to hire people is because they know people are going to get sick. So they're hiring because they want to keep healthy people in there. Supply chains. That's going to be an issue for a long time. So at my company, at Sun Oven, everything we make on the Sun Oven is made in America, except for one item. And it's a very important item. And it's a thermometer. It's a little analog thermometer. I don't have one handy. Nope. It's about that big around. It tells the temperature inside the box as the sun's heating and cooking your food. We cannot find a company in America that makes that. And so several years ago, before I got there, they researched. The only place they can find it is China. So that's the only thing we buy from China. So on January the 22nd, I ordered thousands of them before ships were stopping. I ordered thousands of them, and I'm happy to say we have enough thermometers to last us many, many months. I think we probably got a total of like at least 5,000. We ordered a bunch of them ahead of time because I saw what was coming down the line. So anyway, supply chain. So car parts, it's going to be stopped. You won't be able to get car parts soon. But the food is what we're worried about. As long as the food is in the grocery store, we'll be fine on that aspect. Gun sales have been through the roof. A friend of mine bought a gun, and they only allowed him to buy 2 boxes of ammo. So he bought a 9mm, and he got 2 boxes of ammo. That is what, 100 rounds? Another side effect of this is a lot of counties are not doing carry and conceal anymore. You cannot apply for your carry and conceal permit. And I read this because if you ever got your carry and conceal, they do your fingerprints, and they cited that was the reason they weren't going to do any carry and conceal permits anymore, because I guess, I mean, they could clean it with Clorox. I don't understand, but they're not issuing any carry and conceal, I think, in North Carolina right now. I may be wrong. It's either North or South Carolina, because I read that it was a local thing. Ammo is gone. Who needs ammo anyway, guys? Come on. You don't need to be carrying one of them black dart guns around. They're scary. So yeah, don't you should turn your guns in. You guys know where I'm kidding. But so I'm gonna look in the chat room. If you guys have questions, or the guy's been asking me about religious and the Bible. Okay, the Bible predicts in the end there's going to be a lot of things going on. There's going to be wars, rumors of wars. There's going to be droughts. There's going to be famine. There's going to be every bad thing you can think of. Natural disasters. And all we can say at this point is, and there's going to be diseases. It's going to wipe and talk about, many people dying. And so it talks about it, but all that happens before the 70 week of Daniel. I'm not going to get too far in this, because of all that happens because the end of days ends when the 70 week of Daniel starts. A lot of people says they think the rapture is going to happen there, but all this stuff leading up to that, and then it kind of stops and calms down. So are we in this area here of earthquakes and rumors of wars and natural disasters? I absolutely, firmly, absolutely 100% believe it with all my heart. At what point here? We're close, guys. I'm just telling you. Matter of fact, I need to do my end times on here because I've mapped it out. I've studied it for 22 years now in my life. The end times. But yes, we could be in the end times. Absolutely. So, but yes, I do believe that. The guy, Patrick, are you posting the same thing over and over? Yeah, so save a few thousand already deaths at what? Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of death in the end. I'll just say that. So anyway, also you hammers, we got a guy named Bravo65. He's trying to put some stuff together. I haven't even had time to call him back. He texted me and said, "Did you get my email?" Yeah, I did, Grant. I'm sorry. Whoops. Didn't mean to share that again. But yeah, I've just been, gosh, my fingers keep hitting my thing here. So anyway, I'll go through my end times scale, and a lot of you guys will, I'm just telling you, mine's right. I'm just telling you. I believe it. So anyway, I'll do that. When can I do that? I may do that next Sunday night. Because, yeah. So anyway, sorry, just talking to myself. Had a moment there. Did you see them AR-15s? Everybody's talking about AR-16s, the AR-14s. Isn't that what Joe Biden said? So another thing is, guys, here is some good news. When does Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy come back? They're not coming back for a little bit of time. We've covered the medical like you would not believe. So we're gonna get to some, and we'll bring them back. I mean, they're good friends, but I got to have some other people on as well. Squirrel, that's the truth, Joe. I mean, I do that a lot. I do want to talk about this. I posted on March 15th. So that's only 7 days ago. Actually, it was before that though, because Kyle and I were talking about this, about these drugs that that help prevent malaria. And I remember sending it to my doctor friend at least 3 weeks ago. And we actually tried to buy some of this stuff. I kid you not. Sorry, but we tried to buy it, and actually Kyle thought he bought some on the website, but figured out he thinks it was a scam, so he stopped the transaction. But it's these drugs that treat malaria. That's good news, guys. They think this is working. If this works, this drug works, think all we have to do then is test everyone in America. I know, huge challenge. And if they have any signs of the virus, they could give them these. Actually, why wouldn't you just mail every household in America, every person, 10 pills and tell them when they see the signs, take it? That would end literally the problem we would have on our healthcare system. If they're saying what they're saying is what they're saying is correct, meaning it's working. They're doing, I think they said 70 patients right now, and everything has been, it's stopped the damage of the lung. People have gotten better, it's shortened the time of it. If that's the case and it works, and the drugs are already FDA approved because they've been helping with people with malaria for 40, 50 years. If that's the case, they should literally send every family member or every person in America 10 pills and tell them when you feel the symptoms, pop the pills. We know these are fine, guys, and you can go about your conspiracy ways on this. I'm sure Kyle's already gone there, but we've been using this particular medicine in third world countries for over, I think, 50 years. So anyway, that's my solution. And then all this could be over. We could all go to work in like 2 weeks. So, as Trump said tonight, if it works, it's a game changer. It is. It's a huge game changer. Gosh, it would be. So I mean, we even have congressmen that have this, several of them. But I do some of the points. Y'all know Weinstein, the what? I don't know what you want to label him, but he has it in prison. I kind of think that's kind of funny. Sorry if you think that's bad. But there's 1 billion people confined to their homes, right, or been asked to stay in their home, like Illinois, New York, California, and then over in Italy and other places, 1 billion people. That's like 1/6 of the world. Doctors in Italy, they're not helping by anyone over the age of 60. They're not helping. Hey, at this time, if you got any questions over here in the chat room, go ahead and I'll entertain some questions. If they're nice and polite and easy. I tried to buy some masks 3 months ago from China. I canceled. Yeah. So the mask, I mean, let's see who's making masks. Hanes is making masks. Yeah, your underwear people. I'll say this: Republican or Democrat, I don't care what you are. I think Donald Trump is doing a great job, and I think that he is the man for this hour. I really do. You know what? That's what my heart tells me. Coronavirus being a plague. In the end times, 1/3 of the population die. No, a plague does. Matt got 1/3 of the population does not die from a plague. 1/3 of the population will die from what we call Ezekiel's war, and the entire country of Russia will be annihilated and will burn. So anyway, that's the next big amount of people that will die. So anyway, because we don't know how many die in the plagues. And the natural, there's no numbers for that at all. But we do know that 3M's making masks, absolutely. So what else do I have here? That's about all I have to cover. So I do want to, this Thursday night, though, I've written a whole book, and it's one of the most requested things that I teach is the series. And that starts Thursday night. And looks like Sam and I have a conflict. You know, mine's good. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Since I'll have everyone's email address, I could literally start that later at 9 and I don't know what time he's going to start his, but we could figure that out because I haven't really given a time for mine yet. So, okay. I see Joe's in the house, one of my mods. I see a lot of people. Is there anything that I am forgetting? I want you guys to know that our leaders, we're PrepperNet leaders. We talk every Wednesday night, put some plans together. And, which book? So the book I'm talking about, I've written 4 books. Only one has been published at this point, and that's called The Case for Christian Preparedness. And it was mentioned in the Washington Post, which was pretty cool. But that's the only one that's been published. I think Charlie Hogwood and I sent him part of a group's book, and he's gotten busy and I've gotten busy, but a lot of things, but I think we're working together on that book because he read what I put and he said, this is good. I can add some things to it. So I think Charlie Hogwood and I are going to be putting out a group's book. Who knows at this point? So, excuse me. So any other, okay. Which books? Okay. What time? Okay. So I don't know what time we're going to do it on Thursday night because I would like to see what Sam is doing. Oh, I do, guys. Okay. You guys are home and you don't have crap to do. So here's what you need to do. You need to buy a book, and it's called Brett Baer. Yes, the Fox News commentator wrote this book, and it's called George Washington and the Secret Spy Ring. George Washington and the Secret Spy Ring. That may or may not be it. It's Brett Baer, George Washington, the Secret 6 Spy Ring. Maybe that's it. And you guys need to read that book. You got time. Read that book. And then once you read it, go to A&E, and they have the show called Turn. And it is about George Washington and his spy ring. And it is fascinating. The A&E show is kind of gross, and there's a lot of nasty, gross people getting their leg. But anyway, it is fascinating. Y'all should read that. According to a lot of people, if it wasn't for that spy ring that George Washington had, we would have never won the Revolutionary War, period. There it is. George Washington, Secret Spy War, the making of the, yes, spy. Yeah. That's a different book, I think. But anyway, it's same. There's several books written about that. It is good stuff, guys. It's good family stuff, somewhat. I think it has a PG 17 rating. No, I don't know what it is. You guys figure it out. So, with that said, I think there was a question. I apologize. Oh, that one? Okay. Yep. It's a great book, guys. Oh, George Washington, Spy Ring, that saved the America. Yeah. Brett Baer, I know, is the guy that wrote it. It's really good. Question, what is the Three Sister Garden? And yes, I'm messing with you. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't see any questions coming in, so we'll just kind of end this in an hour. Again, next week, with the show of vote, can I make a vote in here? I can't. Would you rather have Scott Hunt, which I love, one of my good friends, love him, on next Sunday night, or would you rather me do my timeline of end times. I guess I could do that anytime, but it'll be biblical, and I'll be using a lot of Bible verses and stuff. So, do I think there's an Antichrist today? I think, okay, this is going to rock your world. I think Satan has had an Antichrist trained to be ready for a long time. End times, that's 3. If I get 4, end time. Oh, you voted once already. Maybe you didn't. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do end times next week. That's scary, guys. I'm sorry. I get nervous when I do that because I just don't want to lead people astray. I want to tell people what I believe and what 22 years of studying the Bible. And I will do a name drop right now, because the guy that led me down my studying is a guy that just passed away about 6 months ago. And he helped me study it, all aspects of it. His name is Norman Geisler, and he's probably was one of the smartest theologians in our day. And he just passed away 4 to 6 months ago. Forgot when his funeral was, but he also my book, and my book, The Case for Christian Preparedness. He went over my book, him and his understudy, or his guy named Doug Potter, because I was so concerned about not being biblically accurate. And so I had them go through it. And so anyway, because that to be not biblically accurate is very dangerous, I'll just say. So Norman Geisler, that was spelled wrong, Chris. You know, and you know him, or you know of him. You know one of his understudies was your teacher. I saw Norm preach a couple times at Calvary. Yep. Yeah, everybody, yep. So anyway. Okay, guys. Again, I didn't invite the whole world. We didn't have, here's what I want you to do, though. Here's my task for you. One is, please invite people to the Thursday night sign up page. I think I still probably have it I can probably post it here. Well, here it is. You can go there and sign up, and I will send you Brian Kilman. Yeah. Wrote the book you're speaking of. Yes. You can go to PrepperNet/plan, sign up. All I need is your email, and then I will send you the details for the class. There'll be some handouts. I'm going to walk you through. I mean, don't think this is mind shattering stuff, but I'm going to tell you the things you need to buy, the things you need to learn, the things you need to practice your skill set, and then the things you need to read. And so I did put out an email today because I want to interview the guy that wrote 1 Second After, William Fortune, right here in North Carolina. And I want him to tell us why he wrote that book. That's one of the first books that I want you to read. Most of you guys have probably already read it, but your friends and your neighbor, your family members, raise your hand right now. If you have people that go, you know what? You're a genius. I didn't know all this prepping stuff, and now I should have listened to you. Come on, raise your hand. I see a lot of people with their hands raised. Almost everyone has their hands raised. They look at us different. Here, I'm going to walk people step by step on why they need to prepare and then what they need to do to get prepared. You just don't get prepared overnight. I'm telling you what, these people that think they're prepared, they went out and bought groceries for the next 2 months. They're prepared. They're not prepared. So we know that. So end times it is. Gosh, guys, that makes me kind of nervous. And there's several kids in here, several students that literally have taken my class, or I've shared it with them many times, and I'm sure they're posting in here. But I also see, okay, Bravo 65 is in the house. He sent me a comms plan, and I have, Bravo. I am sorry, I have not replied. I even mentioned your name earlier. Yep. So y'all invite everyone for Thursday night for the class. Get them to sign up. There's the URL. And if you didn't see it that time, there it is again. And I know I'm rambling at this point. I'm sorry, guys. I've personally taken it's something you don't want to miss. Very powerful. And dude, he's amazing. So anyway, there's the URL. Sign up. And I can't be here. Well, all these are going to be recorded. Don't fear. All of them will be recorded and will be put on our YouTube channel. So with that said, was there another thing I was going to, Bravo 65. I'm going to have Bravo 65 on one night. We need to talk about comms. Everybody wants to talk about comms. And so we'll talk about comms. I like comms. So I'm going to sign off. I know I didn't mean to bore you guys tonight. So next week is going to be, on my timeline of the end times. I'm pretty passionate about it. And I've studied, I might even list every book I've ever read or studied about it as well, because it's over 20 years. It's crazy. So anyway, not going to take questions on that right now. I'll go through the entire thing next Sunday night, and at the end, I'll take questions. It takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get through what I want to say. It's just me. I won't say preaching. It's called teaching. And I'll use Bible verses to back up everything I say. And so anyway, so peace out. Thursday night, sign up. There's the link. Sign up so you can get notifications on the class. And then next Sunday night, 8 o'clock, this same time, this same place, I'll be here live talking about end times. God bless you guys. You guys take care.